Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. How are you all doing today? I see Susie is here, said hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us today. We have Soul Relica joining us on Instagram. Thank you out there. If you are out there, please say hi. Please let us know you're here. We love to chat with you. In fact, we spend the first 45 minutes to an hour of most of our lives just chatting with our people, our AG Bead fam out there. We'd love to catch up with you. We'd love to see what you are up to. And one of the most important things to us is creating community and hanging out with you all. So that's why we spend the time to do that, because we enjoy it. And it's very important, we believe, to get to know each other and really, have a good time with one another. Get to know some other creative folks. We know we're not, thank goodness, we're not in the pandemic necessarily anymore, but a lot of people lost touch with a lot of people through that. And it's really good to know that there is a community out here that you can join and hang out with. And that's the AG Bead fam. So thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you here. How is your Monday going, everybody? How's it going? Hello, Marianne. Hello, Norma. Thank you all for joining us. Like I said, if you're out there, please say hi in the comments. Suzanne is here. Says, hello, everyone. Husband had cataract surgery today, and he is doing well. Cinnamon hasn't left his side since he came home. How is everyone? I'm glad. We were sending good vibes to you out there. I knew I had it in my head that it was today. I couldn't remember if it was today or over the weekend, but I thought it made sense that it would be today. So I'm glad he's doing well. That's awesome. And Cinnamon is taking care of him. That's very sweet. Hello, Diane. Good to see you here. We've missed you. We haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for joining us. So Andrew right now is on another meeting, and he will be on that meeting for a little while. But while he's there, he's doing some polishing and finishing up on his pendants. If you are on our Patreon, we just popped up a sneak peek of some of the things you're going to see tonight on the Patreon. So if you're already there, if you haven't checked it out, I hope you do. Or maybe not. Maybe you want to be surprised. Maybe you want to be surprised for now whenever we show them. When Andrew gets off of that meeting, we're really going to dive into the pendants. Unless it runs very, very late, then I'll just run over there and grab them. But for now, we're going to sit and chit chat like we always do, and catch up a little bit. Diane says, it seems to be an awkward time for me. This time, 7:30, why is that an awkward time? What's going on? It is dinner time for a lot of people. We understand that. We don't eat dinner until 10 o'clock or so, usually most days. And it's very strange. I guess we're some of the very only few people who eat after like 8 or 9 p.m. because we were in Pittsburgh this weekend. We went to Pittsburgh to attend an art event that Andrew had a piece in, and they were doing a queer pride kind of whole street. They blocked off 2 or 3 blocks of the street, and they had booths. People were selling things and music going on, live music. We unfortunately only got in at the tail end of it by the time I could leave Johnstown from the store and also get ourselves to Pittsburgh through the traffic and whatnot. But we were up there and we were on our way home, and the event went until 9. So we got up there about 8:30 by the time we actually got there, and spent a little bit of time getting to chat with people and got a picture of Andrew with his art and the show, and took a look at all the other pieces in the show. But we were on our way home, and it was about 9:30, 10 o'clock at that point, because we did stop into one of the local bars, and Andrew got a drink. I got a soda. But we just wanted to, kind of take in the atmosphere a little bit. We didn't stay long. We had 1 drink each and left. Don't worry, I was driving. And so by the time we got out of there, it was probably about 9:30, closer to 10, leaving Pittsburgh. And there was like nowhere to try to eat. Like, we looked around where we were, within the neighborhood we were in, there was like nothing open other than bars that did not serve food. Like as far as food was concerned, there was like Eaton Park on the way home, but we wanted to try some we wanted to try something, a small business or not a chain restaurant. And so all the way home, we were looking for things, nothing. We're like, what are the ones in Ligonier open until? Maybe it was a Saturday night. No one was open past about 9 o'clock or maybe 10, but we were driving by most of these places right around 10. So I'm like, does no one eat ever later? Like on a weekend, no one eats later than like 9, 10 o'clock. It's so weird to me. I don't know. I guess I was meant to be on Spanish time where you start eating at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. But yeah, it's so weird to me. Marion says it's cold and there may be a frost out in the country tonight. It is hot here. I think we hit 90 something today. Maybe. Was it 80 something? High 80s? We're going to be in the 90s this week. Most of the week, I think, as a matter of fact. Not a fact that I'm looking forward to as much, but trying to do as well as I can with it. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. You're having frost and we are in the 90s. And I know a lot of you down south are even hotter, which is insane. Insane. Suzanne says that color shirt looks great on you. Thank you. I don't wear this shirt that often because I got a stain on it. And it's like right by my belly button. It's such a weird. So it's right there. But you can't see it on here. And I was just working with Barb today. Barb is back, which we're very thankful for. And I was working with Barb today most of the day, actually all of the day up until I started getting ready for this live. And we got a lot of stuff either shipped or on the way. We're clearing out through most of the invoices. Many of you are going to receive multiple packages at once. Some of you order every day from us at least one thing in a live, and we appreciate that. So a lot of those are going to be combined. So some people are getting a lot of little orders all put together in the same box. Some of you have larger orders to put together in the same box. So we're working on all of that. And we appreciate all of your support lately. It's been really great as we try to continue the opening, getting to the grand opening of Allegory Gallery, and also, trying to keep everything going, that we possibly can. Sorry, I keep yawning. I don't know why. I'm not even that tired. I think it's the heat. I was out in driving quite a bit today, and as much as I like air conditioning, I don't like to be in it all day. Like we're in air conditioning here. We had it off for a while until it got pretty warm. But I don't like to be in it all day. So when I drive in the car, when I drive back and forth to home and stuff, I usually try to leave the air off just to kind of adapt a little bit at least. I don't know if y'all do that or not. Hello, Danette. Thanks for joining us. Did it storm at the cottage? It did not. Nope. We got some rumbling. I had to run out and put the windows up in the car, but it never actually rained. Never actually rained at all. Suzanne says this is an awkward time for me too. I know you go to dinner most of the time, but you're usually back before the show starts. You miss out on the chatting a lot, but you do miss out on that. But you're usually back for the show. Diane's usually either doing something or falling asleep on the couch. Well, when wouldn't you be doing something though, Diane? Really? Your life is pretty busy right now, so I can't think of most times that would intersect with our schedule that you would not be doing something. That's just the way it is. I know. Norma says, wish it was cold here. I know, right? Hello, Susan. Susan Surreal, thank you for joining us tonight. Cheryl is here. Said, hope you're having a good day, William. I'm headed outside to de-stress, cool off, and crochet. Have a good evening. You too, Cheryl. Sorry you can't hang out with us, but I get it. I get it. Some days you just need to sit on the porch, right? I don't know about cooling off out on the porch. I don't know what. Is it cool there? It's not cool here. Da, da, da. Let's see. Danette's wishing it was cool too. Diane says, that's weird. I thought things stayed open later in the city. So did we. Pittsburgh, major city. Nothing that we could find other than like nothing non-chain that we could find to just go and eat. We're like, let's spoil ourselves maybe a little bit and let's have some dinner so we don't have to, because we were going to get home late. There was a lot of traffic that night. We knew we'd get home late. We're like, do we really want to cook late at night? Plus we'd have to stop at the grocery store, which is Walmart at that hour, which is what we ended up doing. We had to go to Walmart, stop and eat, pick up food, and go home and cook it because there was nothing. Amy says, not around here. It's awful. I know. It's crazy. Suzanne's getting tropical downpours there. Oh, my goodness. Marion says, I think most restaurants here are open till 11 p.m. That would be nice. Most of ours close by 9. Done. 9 o'clock, done. I don't understand it. Like, you can go to Eaton Park or Denny's, things like that. The bigger chains like that, sometimes they're open later. But even some of the chain restaurants don't stay open much past 9. It's so weird. So weird to me. Like, I love, like if I were going out for the night, I love to know that I could go get food and then go out. You go get food at 8 o'clock, you're not ready to go out at 9. Maybe, I don't know. This isn't my youth time. Now maybe going out at 9 is fine. Still, it feels weird to go out at 9 o'clock. If you're going to go out for the night, you're going to go out for the night. Amy says 94 there today. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's hot. Susan says, we don't, but there are plenty of places here that are open after 9. Must be nice. Susan hates summer. I'm trying to do okay with summer. I'm trying to change my attitude towards summer because I've always been one of those people who are like, I hate it. I hate it. And what are you going to do? Summer is one of the largest, longest seasons we've got. It seems to start earlier and end later every single year. So I'm like, I need to change my attitude about this because it's not getting any shorter. So I'm trying to be like, okay, I'm dealing with you. I'm all right. The heat's fine. I can get in the AC once in a while. I can be outside once in a while, trying to be better with it. Marion says, I do prefer cold to 80 plus. Me too, generally. I prefer like 68 to 74 to everything pretty much. But yeah, you're going to get up into the 80 plus. I think I'd rather be a little bit chillier than hotter most of the time. Norma says, I hate summer too. Susan, its only redeeming qualities are corn on the cob and tomatoes. Got those good plants, got the good flowers, everything's in bloom, which makes my allergies, as you can probably tell, my throat's itchy today, my nose is stuffy today. I probably sound very, very nasally. I think I sound nasally 99% of the time because my allergies are pretty bad most of the time. I take multiple allergy pills a day just to stay like this. I can't even imagine if I stopped taking them. First, I'd break out in hives probably completely, and I have a blown up lip, and then I'd be sneezing and coughing and watery eyes. So that would be what it'd be like without any of my allergy pills. And Diane says, you're not wrong. Actually, sometimes we are eating around 5 and I can watch while we eat. I see. Well, we don't start around, we never started around, well, I guess we did live at 5, right then. That's the only time. But right now, 5 o'clock is not possible because we stay open till 6 now on Fridays at the other store. And 5, sometimes 5 is just like, that's just when we're like finishing up doing some of our regular stuff. At least you can watch the replays, right? At least you can watch the replays if you need to. But I'm glad you're able to be here today. Marianne's sitting under my duvet. Ooh, not me. That's funny. Suzanne says, Costco has great veggie wonton. Maybe Walmart does. They do not, at least not our Walmart. Our Walmart, every single wonton or dumpling or whatever is, other than pierogies, they all have some kind of meat in them. Unless something has changed. The last time I really looked, there was no vegetable dumpling available or wonton or anything. And we don't have a Costco membership. We don't have a Costco close enough. There's one further, I think, out in Greensburg, but that's a trip. That's a trip for us, but might be worth it someday. Sarah says you should move to Alberta. Short summers. Yeah, the summers here are not short. They're only getting longer and longer and longer, I feel like, and hotter and hotter and hotter. I feel like we are now the South. It feels like we are officially like the South. It's so weird. Let's see, 8 people watching. So please share, everybody. Hit that share button. I think we're getting even more restricted than usual. I think Facebook, Facebook has done a lot of other things now to restrict streaming from other platforms. StreamYard used to be able to stream to anybody's personal account. Now it will only stream to personal accounts if they're set up as a professional account and if they have more than 100 or 200 followers or something like that. So it's just so weird. Like, they're doing all this restriction. I don't understand why. It's supposed to be, I'm sure it's because they're not getting a part of it, but you can stream through them. I don't understand. What's the difference how you stream on the platform when you're streaming on the platform? So bizarre. You'd think they'd be happy that we weren't using their servers and using all their server power to stream through. It's so weird. Marion says Chinese restaurants are definitely open very late. A lot of people who club go to Chinese after. That would be wonderful. That doesn't happen here. That does not happen here. Can't find anything open. Most of even our one Chinese place that used to stay open till like 10 or 11 now like closes at 9. Everybody just jumps on board. Diane says, yes, I try to come when I can. Thank you. Sarah had snow last week and hail today. Hail's not great. Snow, not so bad. Marianne says, wait, we have someone else from Alberta? They're on Facebook, Marianne. Yes, we do. So we have Sarah and we have Marianne, Alberta people. Diane says, I'm going to be at the Ligonier Night Market this Thursday. Are you and Andrew going to come to that? I don't know. I would like to. I don't know what our plans are for Thursday. We have guests coming. So we have an entire house to clean and cats to let know and prepare. So we are, and we are still working on the official grand opening for Johnstown, which is on the 29th. So maybe not. We'll see. We'll see if we get a little break and go to the night market. What time is the night market? When does it start? That's going to also be a thing, because if it's during the live, probably not. Probably not. Suzanne says, you ain't down south until you get hurricanes. Okay. All right. We get tornadoes. Does that count? No hurricanes at least. No hurricanes at least. So, like I said, Diane says 5 or 5:30. Maybe we'll see. If we can get our live together in time before that, I might be able to come down and say hi. But we'll see. So what's happening? What's going on? So this weekend we did the art show in Pittsburgh. We had a good weekend in the store in Johnstown. We had people from all over, people from near Pittsburgh coming, people from in Johnstown coming to visit us, people from Ebensburg, which is a little bit outside of Johnstown, coming to visit us. We taught a little mini class. Someone wanted to learn how to make that, the stretch bracelet that I made on that quick video. So we had somebody come in and do that on Sunday morning. lots of great people. We had people who do I always forget what it's called. When people dress up like the past, recreators, recreate, what is it? I don't know. Something like that. Um, yeah, the word's not coming. But anyway, they do Viking things. They dress up as Vikings and they do whatever they do. Recreation, whatever it's called. Reenactors. Thank you, Suzanne. I knew somebody would put it up there. Reenactor. And they do Viking times. And so they came in looking for different kinds of beads and different kind of things they could do. And that was great to meet them. And we had a friend who used to come into Ligonier, and she came up to the Johnstown store to see it. So that was awesome. I was really happy about that. We had someone from in Johnstown who had come to our store once or twice in Ligonier, but literally lives like 2 or 3 blocks away from us now. And she is super excited to get into more beading and to have us there. And we're so happy to be there too. So it was a good weekend. We met our goal, our numbers goal for what we don't expect a lot as we start to reopen here. Our numbers goal is very small per day of what we're expecting and hoping to get from the store, but we met our goal within the first 2 days. So that was good. We were happy about that, and it was good to see a lot of people starting to come in and notice that we're here. Some people found us on Facebook, so that was great. I like when that happens. Diane says, Jen will be there too. She's going to be where AG was. I will be up on the opposite end. I can't remember where exactly. I have to look at the map again. You better look at that map again. Tell us where you are. You got to tell people where you are. Go out there, put it on your page where you're going to be. How are people going to find you? You got to do it. Suzanne says, my neighbors are Viking reenactors. That's cool. That's a cool thing. We got a lot of people joining us over on Instagram. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Judith is there. Like and myself is there. Sharon Stafford Meadows joined us. Diane Bedard joined us. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you're out there, please say hi. We love to chit chat with you all. Chit chat, chit chat. So yeah, it was a good. We just started writing some Marion. It was a good weekend at the store. Got a lot done. Didn't get as much done on Sunday as I wanted to. I'd hoped to do more, but I was a little bit worn out, so I took it a little bit easy on Sunday. And then today, like I said, Barb is back. So Barb and I spent the morning and afternoon together working on lots and lots and lots and lots of packages. I'm super excited about that. I was looking at this long list of invoices that we have going for y'all, and they are starting to go out the door. So if you got a shipping notification today, it's probably multiple packages for the most part if you had multiples with us. Trying to clean up almost everything we have. If you got a shipping notification today, most likely almost every one of them would be pretty much everything you have been waiting for from us, we're putting together. Diane Dunlap is here. Hello, Diane. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. Hopefully you like hanging out with us a little bit today. Like I said, we're going to have Enameled Pendants by Andrew. We've been previewing some of these pendants. He took them all to work on them. I don't even have any of the original, no, that's not one, the original preview ones, because he's done other things to them. So he's working on those. He's also in a meeting right now. So we're just going to chit chat with y'all. So that's what are y'all doing? Let me know. Put it in the comments. I need you all to talk so that I'm not just the one talking and you get bored of me talking. But yeah, we've got lots of packages going out. Barb and I are going to work together tomorrow as well. She usually doesn't come in on Tuesdays, but we decided that Tuesday might be better than Wednesday this week, just because my pottery class is Wednesday. I'll be able to work a little longer with her probably on Tuesday and we can get through more. Plus, she's one of those people, I'm kind of like that. Once she starts something, she wants to keep going with it. And if we take a break until Wednesday, we'll lose that, that flow we've got, because we've got a lot of things like in progress right now. So all good. Suzanne says Wednesday is a holiday. What holiday is Wednesday? I have not even looked at my calendar this week, which is terrible. Mine's not showing a holiday. Maybe I don't have my holiday calendar on. Do I not have my holiday calendar on? U.S. holidays. There it goes. Oh, Wednesday is Juneteenth. Yeah, of course. That's stupid. I just made a post about that. Johnstown is doing Juneteenth. I forgot it fell on Wednesday. So yeah, we'll be... I know our neighbors up in Johnstown are working with doing Juneteenth. And they're doing a week-long celebration, which I did not even realize had started, because in my mind I was like, oh, I can share this, it's about to start. No, it's like half over. Diane says, love all the colors behind you, nice background. Thank you. All our beads behind me, and our sublimation equipment too. Susan says, it's a big deal in my city. I bet. Diane's off on Wednesday for Juneteenth. Good. Think it should be a holiday. I like that talk. It's a no mail day too. Yeah. We usually do the mail. The day we do the mail, Barb drops it off the next morning is usually how it goes. So we can process all of our mail and then drop it off the next morning. That's usually what happens. Sometimes she gets it out the same day. But when we're working on long projects and trying to clean up a lot, we usually work after the mail call anyway. Suzanne says, OMG, are those pink beads? I thought they were yarn. That's all beads. Those are all seed bead hanks. Hanks of seed beads, every single one of them. There's no yarn back there. Yep. All pink beads. So yeah, Juneteenth is happening in Johnstown, which I am super proud of Johnstown. For being on the what I consider the right side of history on all this, and for taking part in that event. Johnstown sometimes for a while has, it was a depressed city for a while, lots of flooding, steel mills left. There's been a lot happening, but it is coming back as, I think, a very big, artistic and cultural center. And I hope that's why we chose Johnstown. That's why we want to be a part of Johnstown. We see what they're doing and what they're trying to do. They're going to have Pride in Johnstown. They're celebrating Juneteenth in Johnstown. Of course, there are always people who have an issue with all of these things. But the fact that the city is coming together to do this, and people are able to do this, I think is a really great thing. Suzanne says, that is great. Our governor is against teaching about the holiday. It's terrible. That's terrible. Diane says, I was just going through my email and realized it's still an AG gift card. You can still use them. If you're local and you have an AG gift card from the Ligonier store, it's still valid in Johnstown. You can still use it in the Johnstown location. So you might have to travel a little more. For some people, it's a little less. But if you do have those gift cards, there's nothing changed on them. You can still use them. And if you have an online store gift card, of course, the online store is never closed down. It has gotten very slow over the last few weeks as we've been putting an effort into the physical store instead of the online store. But there are still thousands of things in the online store. I just sent out, we did get a few orders. I just sent out some gemstones today and some AG fine pewter today as well, which was really nice to see that going out. What else is happening, everybody? What's going on? What are you doing? What do we have planned? We have house cleaning to do. Not just house cleaning, but house reorganizing is probably a better term for it. We do have to clean, but we also have to reorganize our entire house because, we made some room in the garage, we made some room in the house, but we still have to move things around and really get things settled, so that we can kind of get our house back in some semblance of order and welcome guests in this coming week. And then we have to really focus on the Johnstown grand opening, which, it's always those things. It's like when you have the time, you don't have the money. When you have the money, you don't have the time. Sometimes you don't have either one. Very rarely are we abundant in both. That's like a miracle. So it's always lots of things happening and going on. But y'all have been very supportive lately and grabbing up a lot of those gemstones and pearls and good stuff happening and going on last week. And we appreciate that. I'm glad you all liked it so much. A lot of those orders should be shipping here in the next day or two. So things will be getting out the door quicker now that Barb is back. We tried to keep things going as she was gone, but things did slow down a bit. So more and more things are going out. We got to catch up on most of our lasering and most of the luster pendants. I think I have one luster pendant yet that we have to finish up, but we kind of got those finished up. I have a few more laser things that I know I have to do, and then those will be all going out the door as well. Suzanne says, glad I got the emails figured out. Yours went to spam again. The day we thought we had it figured out, I had to pull yours out of the spam folder again. So I don't know. I just know that I'm going to start looking in the spam folder every time before I start invoicing, so that I can make sure that people are out of it. It used to be that every time I looked, no one was in it. So I got out of the habit of looking every single time. I would look like once a week or so, but yeah, I don't know what's happening. Some of you did send emails today or yesterday. I have not gotten to all of those. So if you did claim something yesterday or today, don't be surprised if I haven't gotten to it yet, because I haven't. Let's see here. Marianne's cuddling with my cats, reading Obsidian and Blood trilogy and a book about John of Gaunt, Duke of Lancaster. Nice. That's a pretty good time. We started watching, what did we start watching? We started watching two different things, and now I can't remember any of their names. One was a Star Wars thing. And, we started watching the new season of Doctor Who. We had watched the first episode, but didn't finish any of the season. So we started watching a few episodes of Doctor Who, the newest season. And what's the other one? It starts with an A. Acolyte. There it came to me. I was thinking apothecary. I'm like, that's not right. Acolyte. So we started watching that. But that's a week-to-week thing. We can't binge that. So we watched as many episodes as we could, and then we're done, which is a little bit maddening sometimes when you're us and you don't, like, if it weren't for Andrew, I would never have any idea when things were on or what was happening. I would miss so much if I can't binge it anymore. If I can binge it, I can keep track day to day. Okay, I'm going to start watching. I'm going to watch this again. I'm going to watch this again. When it's week to week anymore, there are too many channels and too many different services for me to be able to keep up with what's on what. Suzanne asked, Marianne, are you reading The Red Prince or Catherine? She also says The Last Apothecary is a good book. So that's what we've been doing. Something else I was going to say. I don't remember now. But yeah, that's our life. That's what's happening. I don't know if Andrew's off his meeting yet. I don't hear things going on over there. Marion says the Red Prince. That's what she's reading. Did you all see this? This is one of Andrew's latest pieces for the Forever Home pieces. I don't know if you all saw this or not. Some of you may have if you tune in every day, but some of you may have missed that. This piece, no one has requested this piece yet. We set it up as a piece that's available by request, but no one has requested it, so it'll be going into the online store soon. And it's done by sweat soldering all those pieces on, and then there are cold connections for all of those bezels. Isn't that cool? I love this piece. Love, love, love this piece. And it's surprisingly light. For as many stones and as much metal that's on there, it's surprisingly light. I don't feel like that would weigh you down too much. So if you're interested, send us an email. info@allegory, that's over here, right? info@allegorygallery.com. So it looks like I hope Instagram's still going because it looks like it froze up on my screen. Angela's here. Coastal South Carolina is heating up. We're heating up here too. We're in the 90s today. We're going to be in the 90s, I think, for the next week and a half at least. That's what the forecast said. Went through the house today and closed up all the windows. I have not put all the air conditioners in the windows yet. But we open the windows at night if it cools down, which it has been cooling down at night still. So we open the windows up at night and then we shut them in the day. Try and keep the house a little bit cooler before we have to put in the air conditioner. I hate putting the air conditioners in. We've had one in our bedroom for probably a few weeks at least now, maybe a month or so. And that's the only one we have because we don't like living in air conditioning all the time, but it's going to get to the point soon. I can feel the house starting to heat up more and more. So, yeah. Yeah, welcome, Angela. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, if you're on the Patreon, if you're not on the Patreon, here's the Patreon. Patreon.com/StarCottageStudio. And if you're on the Patreon, you've seen a sneak peek of what's going to be coming up today. If you are not on the Patreon, you can join, and then you can see all the sneak peeks we give. There's also art that Andrew puts on the Patreon, sneak peeks. He often gives tips and sometimes his secret sauce to things. And also you'll see a lot of things that he's just trying and may not have perfected. It may never actually come out or not, but you'll see his trials of things as well. And ours. I shouldn't just say his. Sometimes I do the work too. But you'll see those on the Patreon. If you join, you can start, I think, at $3. There's $3, $8, and $12 levels. And joining at any of those pretty much gives you everything. We do break down that this level gets this level gets that. Most levels get everything. We need to change that because it's just easier. It's just really how much you want to donate and get things going with us. So we appreciate that. If you're on there, Patreon, if you don't know what that is, it's a place where you can support artists. There are a lot of artists on Patreon. You can support anyone really, but it's been around a long time. It's one of those kind of first websites that started doing stuff like that. So it is a very trusted site. We wouldn't pick something otherwise. There's Andrew.
Howdy.
Howdy. Is your meeting done?
It is.
Oh.
Quick one this time.
That's nice. Here, you want to put these together? No.
What have y'all been up to?
How'd they come out? They looking good?
Yeah.
He's happy with these ones?
They're all right.
Can never say he's just happy with something. Marion says, hello, Andrew. Well, actually says, hey, Andrew. Suzanne says, hello, Andrew.
Howdy. How's it going? Are y'all doing anything fun and festive?
Fun and festive. Suzanne's husband got his eyes done.
Like laser?
Cataract surgery.
Nice.
He's doing okay. Ooh.
2020.
Probably doesn't know yet, but he's doing good. Cinnamon has not left his side.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's very sweet. Marianne, they're going to get frost up there in the country. I know. He just gave me the look, like,
we're about to get a
frost.
heat wave.
I know,
so
we're getting a heat wave.
we'll go up to visit Marianne.
I know.
Or halfway.
Halfway.
So,
meet halfway.
So there's no frost, but no heat wave.
No heat wave. Yeah, it's I don't know.
You know, I've noticed our air conditioner in Appa doesn't work when it's hot.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get
amazing in winter.
Yeah, it does. It takes a long time to get really cold. We need to recharge it though, I think. Get it recharged. Because it does take a long time. So Andrew has some enamel pendants. Like I said, we did a preview on the Patreon. These are something that we're going to start, I think, doing more of.
Yeah, I think so.
And they're going to be kind of something that you're going to be able to find on our website and on our lives more often.
So here's what I'm
Ann.
What I'm planning. So one of the things that's kind of our Achilles heel is when we put something and we have to then make it, like made to orders. Because our lives are so unpredictable, and if something doesn't work out, then I kind of dread doing that because then it's one of those things like it's like a sort of Damocles hanging over my brain hole. So, so what we're gonna start doing is these more limited edition kind of runs.
Drops. Limited edition drop.
Yeah, we're gonna have like I'm gonna work hard for y'all, and then when it comes time, then it's time. Oh look, Suzanne, I'm not showing my boobies. Well, kind of I am, but
right.
And it's nice and soft.
It is. Those are nice shirts.
Also, let me show you this apron. Did I show you this apron?
No.
So this is from Rio Grande, and look how it goes. It's kind of like a sexy time harness, but it's nice because it doesn't hit right here. And I noticed that it was like cutting off my chi.
Because they go around your neck and then they.
And then with me, I'm like a little rabid squirrel putting stuff in my pockets. And like my phone, I put my phone in there, and then I'm like, why does my neck hurt? Why my neck hurt? And then I put this on. I had William, he put it together.
I had to put it together. It was quite the something.
There's like 2 pages of directions.
on how to put those straps together.
And I still don't know. I don't know what this is.
Well, that's the opposite. If you want to use that instead of the square one, it's on this.
I don't think it matters, does it?
That one was better, I think, because it gave more room. This one I thought would cause because you have to lace them through.
Oh.
That's a 2-layer one.
So I was like, what's this Plinko chip?
It's like when there's always a screw or 2 left over after his furniture.
At first I thought I'd like won a prize because I was like, not that I was like feeling my apron, but I was feeling my apron. I was like, what's this? And I was like, is it money?
Money?
And it was not.
Anne is with us. I think I said hello, Anne. Marianne says, just don't go to Calgary. They have a state of emergency right now.
For what?
That's what Danette asked. Why do they have a state of emergency? Suzanne says, excellent. They broke a major water main in the city. Let's see. Anne Marie says, what a great idea. Could you repeat the name again? The Rio Grande? Rio Grande. Big metal company. If that's what you mean. For the apron.
Oh, what idea? My idea?
Huh?
I don't know.
A great idea so it doesn't cut your chi, I think. Yeah.
Because,
I'm assuming that's what you mean, Anne-Marie.
If not, then let us know. What am I doing?
I know you're turning to me today.
No, not me. This thing.
It's not Andrew. It's the thing.
It is.
He's not overfilling it or anything.
No, I'm not. it just like is like this.
Give yourself some
room. It was like
a
ski launch.
Anne says, plus the apron has the extra benefit of being cute.
Yeah, I think so. My other one is pretty cute too. It was very cute, but not good. Like as I've learned, it was not good for the extended wear.
No, no, we gotta get another one of those for me.
I won this in a contest. I don't know if you're going to be able to get this.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if we can afford that for you.
We're gonna have to do some. We're gonna have to get some duct tape.
You're gonna strap me up in duct tape every
Here you
time,
go.
right?
You know they make prom dresses in duct tape. They don't stick it to the skin.
That's all we need to do is spend time making me an apron of duct tape.
Well, maybe you'll go viral.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's not the most practical. Probably catch on fire.
I was gonna say catch on fire, burn down. You see that artist that burns his tape off his canvases?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of pulling the tape off, he burns the tape off of the canvases.
That sounds like it maybe catch on fire.
I know. Like, I don't know how his paintings don't catch on fire.
He probably has substrates either coated with something.
I know how he does it.
Or it's not canvas.
Yeah, I don't know. They look like canvas.
I
just saw it on the Instagram. So yeah, lots of stuff going on.
So the thing that we were talking
doing
about,
the drops.
So I think what we're gonna do is like these batches, and the same thing with the luster things. Like
yeah, if you want a luster pendant, get it. Order it now, because we are going to probably take off the luster pendants from the online store and just drop new ones every once in a while. Because they have been difficult to do made to order.
It's so weird. Like, you know, like enameling, I always feel like there's always like a mystery element. Because you can do the same thing every single time, exactly the same.
Yeah. We weren't going to release the luster pendants until we got the thing down, right? Yeah. We got the process down. It was coming out uniformly. We weren't having an issue. We made a number of batches, worked out fine, and then we put them up on the website and said, "Go ahead and order them. We'll make them to order," and then crash and burn. Like what?
Not crash and burn. But like gently veering off into the careening,
hitting the rumble strips.
Correct, because like one of them it was the black. Something was up with the black.
The black kept chipping off,
and then it's like, oh my gosh, what's up with this?
And then the luster colors were coming out in different colors.
Yeah, so we did that Cherokee purple. The real name for that is called scarab. And I was like, why do they call it scarab?
It does not look like a scarab.
And then when I fired it...
Until we fired it this last time trying to make a Cherokee purple pendant.
And it turned out scarab color.
It was definitely like a
green beetle color.
Yeah, it went from like that blue-red...
Blue-red-green.
To a green.
Like green.
Like darker green.
And then also, here's the other thing. Then they discontinued some of the colors. So then I was like, what in the hey?
Yeah, so the colors we put up on the luster, some of them got discontinued.
So I think what we're going to do going forward is we're just going to make what we're going to make and then drop it. And then that way people not have to wait. Because sometimes what ends up happening is then like I'll make something, but then Barb will be out, and then
I know Norma, you're watching. Your luster pendants are finally going out, so thank you for the wait.
Hallelujah!
I know, but this is like what has been the holdup. So it's just been, and then sometimes we get the luster done perfect. Everything is good. We take it to the laser, and the laser messes it up.
Oh my gosh! I actually cried when I put that thing on. And for some reason, they had updated the
software and the laser again. Because it's all controlled remotely.
It moved it. So it moved it off the edge. And I was like...
It scanned it, it lined it up, and then you hit go, and it realigns, and it moves it, and then it ruins it.
Well, and then I've done so many of those. And I was like, oh, there's no problem. Just push print, blah, blah, blah. And so I did it. And then when I saw what happened, and the way we do it is we do one at a time, too.
Yeah.
So that it's
everything is lasered one at a time. So it's right under the camera, right under the laser head.
So
there shouldn't be
the amount of mess up.
Because when you put things on the on the laser bed in the like the kind of peripherals, the camera is
like a fisheye.
yeah, and
right?
it's slightly off.
And for things like if you have a big pattern, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if we're cutting pendants, generally,
Or wooden pendants,
yeah,
or
because we engrave them and then we
and-
cut them, and whatever angle it's at, it works fine. But if you're laying something in there to be engraved upon, you
it's
gotta be
smaller than the
yeah,
whole thing.
yeah.
So anyway, so that's how we're gonna do it from now on.
Suzanne says we can order today though, right? The luster pendants.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm coming out with a new luster one. Y'all want to get this sneak peek? Let me look.
And Suzanne says, what is the best color to order?
Not scarab.
Not Cherokee purple. Any of the others have been pretty good, but Cherokee purple's been difficult. Look at those.
So this is the pre-tow.
Ooh,
And the next one, it's wet and juicy.
Wet and juicy. That's when you just put it on.
Oh, this is after it goes in the fire. And then let me see if I got one that's
Actually cleaned up.
No, and they're at the house. So that's
Rainbow
something to look forward to. It's a pain in the butt, y'all.
Marianne says, oh dear, but any kind of chemistry can vary over different conditions. That's for sure.
And I'm like a scientist up in here.
Norma says, yay, I've been trying to be patient, but I'm excited to finally get them.
That's good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, Lennis, thanks for joining us. Says, yes, show us.
We got the sneak peek.
Got the sneak peek.
It's going to be Rainbow Nation. Well, I wanted to do something because I did that one pendant or that one piece that was a self-portrait, and people seem to like it. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to release those rainbow ones, and then if they work out,
That's the other thing.
If you just want just rainbow, I got that. It's a rainbow on a texture, I got that. But I was thinking about laser engraving them, which is another step that who knows. But I was thinking about donating the proceeds that we raise, the money, then or whatever profit we make off of those, and donating it to the Trevor Project.
That'd be good.
It gets better. Because it's Pride time.
Pride time, Pride month.
And if you've been following along my personal stuff, then you know that it's still necessary. And I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
So,
all right, let's take a look at these pendants. Let me flip this
camera
around.
Everybody stops watching.
I know. We've only had at most 14 today. It's been a slow day in
dropped again.
In the live time.
How come when I go on the thing, you guys stop watching? It's like you're like repulsed.
Oh no.
They're like, yeah. Who's watching over there?
MGem just joined. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us.
A couple people.
Suzanne says, I'm still here. Amy's still here.
Oh, good.
All right. So, here we go. What are we doing?
Who's ready?
The papers.
All right, you want the little ones?
We're going in, they're mixed in. So we're doing a little one right now.
Okay.
So let's start with a little one.
So if you've been following along at all, then you know that so I've been working with vintage and antique kimono silk screens. Not silk screens. And this is what they use to print the kimono fabrics. Did you tell them how to purchase?
No, that's what I'm just doing. If you are new, or if you need a reminder to purchase from this video, take down the lot number, like Q1, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. Send us a new email every time. Just put that in the subject line, hit send, that's all you need to do. If you send an email to claim and you get it, you're promising to buy it. No take-backs, all right? There's only one of every single one of these.
There's no way I make a double.
No, we're not making either.
Because
No
I got
others.
paid to leave with all these, so don't.
Only one. You get it first. You're promising to buy it. It is first come, first serve. We only take claims via email so that everything is sorted by date, by time, and we know exactly who won what. So Q1 in the subject line of an email to info@allegorygallery.com. For example, if you'd like to claim this one.
So here was a 4 a.m. revelation, or 8 a.m. or whatever time it was. So I had done these vintage kimono fabrics, and there was just something that was missing. And I was like, it just something is off. It looked almost like I was missing something. So I started looking at the textile, like real textiles that I have in my collection. And I realized that they, a lot of them have metallic threads. They have like gold thread embroidery or silver thread embroidery, or even gold paint or silver paint. And so I was like, I was contemplating going and drawing each one, and I was like, this is gonna make it too expensive. Not that I don't think that, I just want to have it. I wanted to keep them as affordable as possible for everybody.
Yeah, because this is going to be kind of a product line for us. We don't want it to be like super artisan made thing, because we want you to be able to afford anybody to be able to afford them.
Yeah, because some of my one of a kind stuff is more expensive, so I wanted to keep the price point lower. And I remembered that I had these decals, and this is a process that they're actual metal, and the metal is then fused onto the surface of the enamel. So this is a ginkgo leaf, and this is Q1.
Amy says artisan is very profitable. Sometimes, if you can sell that.
I mean, we can. It's just it costs more. I mean, it just costs more because
Yeah,
it
like
takes
instead of
longer.
$26, this would probably be double that or triple that if Andrew had
It'd
to
be
hand
triple.
it.
If I had to do that by hand, it'd be triple that price.
Yeah.
So, we're making decisions for our own business, and we have over 12 years of experience running a business. So we're going to do what we're going to do.
Well, and it works. It makes it less expensive for people.
I mean, we know our customers. That's what it boils down to.
Yep.
But if you want a more expensive piece, we got that too. So there's that. Anyway, so that's Q1, $26. Here's a slightly smaller one. These are all, like, I tried to get the backgrounds to look like fabric. And so this one is kind of like, more kind of like a shibori.
And by the way, if you missed it, everything is 10% off today for you all only. 24 hours only. You get an extra 10% off of these prices on your invoice. These are the prices that will be going into the online store. And you're getting the extra 10% off of those. If whatever's left will go into the online store.
So this is a silver finish, and I really like it. It's another ginkgo leaf.
Beautiful ginkgo leaf. Q2, $26.
I'm just gonna say this because I think it's super good to have ideas for other people, but only when they ask. And so when people come on here and they try to tell me what to do, it kind of makes me not happy. And the reason why is that we work really hard all the time, and I know that it's coming from a loving place, but it's super distracting. So I'm just gonna ask not to for people to do that. Unless I ask for suggestions, I'm just gonna ask people not to give unsolicited advice. And I hope that people understand and can appreciate that, because I try not to do that for other people, and I would appreciate that to be returned. All right. Anyways, back to what we're actually doing. We have this larger focal pendant. This is another enamel piece, and it has one of those screen pendants. It's $36 only, and it's got that beautiful kind of nasturtium.
Nasturtium.
Is that the right word?
Yeah, I think. Is that the leaf? Is that
I have a nasturtium, and then there's an aspen leaf. What's the round one?
Aspen has a little tip top, I think, on it. And these ones are in silver, right?
These ones are in silver.
Yeah. This is a silver foil.
I tried to match it up. And so this one is $36, and that's Q3.
And by the way, these are super light. You can see how thin they are. That is not much thicker than the actual copper that they're made out of. Marion says aspens are pointed. That's what
What's the rounded one? Is it birch?
I don't think so. I was wondering what kind of leaf this was, because I don't recognize it, and we have birches around here.
Some called it sand dollar. I don't know.
It almost looks like that money plant.
Kind of.
But they're a little bit oval, I think.
So that one, I should also mention these ones I try to keep a lot thinner. So
yeah, these are all hand cut. They are not like stamped out. So he hand cut each one of these.
And we might do some more die cut ones.
Yeah.
But for these ones, I wanted them to have that slightly organicness to them, so that you could see that there was an artist touch in it. And this one, I love this one coming up. So this one is got that lighter color palette, but a little bit, I know Miriam may not like this one because it's got her favorite color. But
I don't think that's really too pinky. It's more purple, I think.
Kind of that pinky purpley and blue.
Now this is a gold one.
And a gold. So we've kind of standardized all the prices for the metallic ones, because gold is more expensive, of course.
Right.
And so this is a nice way to have a little bit of flash of that metallic and more purple, yes.
Let's see.
All right.
I knew she wouldn't have a problem with that one generally.
I'll pick one.
No. Here he's like, oh, let me show you that.
This one's for our Canadian friends coming up next.
Let me get you the size on these. I'm trying to give you the size on each one of these if you're watching along. This is almost 45 millimeters.
Yeah, it's a bigger one, but it's still lightweight.
Yeah.
So
we have two prices tonight, $36 and $26. And it's whether they fall into the large, like this one, or the smaller ones, like the first two.
Yeah. And so I'm still working on these. So they're all one of a kind. This one I really like. This one, the stencil is actually my own drawing. It's my own stencil. But the decal is a maple leaf.
I think that's a maple.
Maple leaf. So Canada friends with Marianne's favorite color.
So this is a $26 Q5. And these are all signed and dated on the back by Andrew, by the way.
And they're super light. Eventually I want to do these in steel because I think that they'll be really strong and nice like that. But they're in copper right now. And then up next.
Oops, let me give you a size on this one. Vine maple, but too pink. So this is about 35.5 millimeters.
Yeah, that one is a pink. That pink is called clover pink.
I like clover pink.
It looks like a clover.
Enamel. Yeah, it does.
Did you show them
Suzanne says steel. Wow, yes. Now we're also working on some other things. So we're looking to add. Yeah, those aren't so pink anymore.
No, they're not. I was like, oh, just like the clovers we picked.
Yeah, we picked those for we're gonna make some tea or something.
Red clover.
Red clovers from the yard, since we don't do the pesticides in the yard or anything.
All right, so here's this one. This one is a little one.
I like these ones that are a little bit more subtle too.
Yeah, they kind of disappear in some light, so it's not like in your face. But I like both.
Yeah. Suzanne says tea or hops for beer. So these, like we said, these are going to be a product line. We are looking to invest in a little bit more equipment as well, to start to be able to do our own decal work.
I've been trying to narrow it down too, because we've been working on doing this for a while. I took a workshop from Lauren Markley a couple years ago, and she's the one who kind of introduced me to wire slide decals. And I've been following along with an artist named Justin Rothshank, and he does it for ceramics. And a lot of the ceramic stuff is applicable for enameling. So here's a bigger one. They look better in real life, y'all. Because I think there's like a subtlety of the colors that's maybe not coming through as best. You know what I mean? And also enamel is kind of shiny, so sometimes that I think takes away a little bit. So, and we also did some trial runs with different textures on the surface of the enamel. And we also did where we made some matte, which the matte did not work, y'all. It just burnt. It just came right off. So, lesson learned there.
Lesson learned, right? Q6 is sold.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Q7.
Which one was Q6?
Q6 was
the green one?
The green one, the very, very subtle one.
Yeah, I love that one. And then I think that I really like working with the screens, and I've been working on developing some of my own.
Dennis asks, is that eucalyptus?
Could be. That's a rounded leaf, so.
He's like, maybe?
Yeah, that's the other thing, is like some of these are stock photos for the decals. So
we want to start getting into our own.
Yeah, so I want to make my own botanical illustrations, and then.
But probably they won't be in gold and silver.
Yet.
Because
I love it.
Yeah. They'll be like an iron decal.
So this one is kind of almost like a plaid.
I like this one a lot. Of course, this would go with my shirt today.
Yeah.
To blend right in. It's got that beautiful gold feather.
Now, I will say that with the larger ones in the green, there is a dip in the middle. And it's real subtle. But it's because there are a lot of layers of enamel on the green side. And I probably should have beefed up the back. But
slightly dish shaped.
Yeah.
You can see just slightly.
But just slightly. And I didn't think as a pendant that would matter.
No.
Like if that was something that had to like sit flat on a table or something, then maybe.
Still sits flatter than like an iPhone, so with its camera bump.
Oh, there you go. Camera bump.
There you go. So this one, I don't think I did the size of this one.
And they're all roughly the same size, but they're all slightly different because they're all hand cut.
So this is Q8.
And even though the enamel is thicker, it is relatively light.
These are very light.
Especially in comparison.
Yeah, these are very light.
All right,
You're not going to have
one.
a problem wearing
I
these.
love this one.
Ooh.
This one's, I think that one looked pretty good.
Yeah, that came out really well.
That gold and that purple, that contrast, y'all, is giving me life. I'm into it. So I took a workshop from Tanya Crane about making silk screens. So that's another thing that's where we've got going. And then we also, so I also love collecting the vintage kimono fabric ones, but I'm going to look into getting other kind of fabric, either block presses or something.
Q9 just sold.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I get not necessarily nervous, but one thing is that when we debut a new thing, you never know how it's going to go.
Yeah, people are going to like it, not like it, and you put a lot of work into these, and it's like, if not, you get that, if none of them sell. Mm-hmm. You feel like, does nobody want to see these? Nobody want any of these? And especially when we're considering this as being kind of a new product line from us.
Yeah, you just never know. And I also think it's something that people just have to get used to seeing more from us.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, a lot of artists are known for one certain thing, whether they do polymer clay or they do enamel or they do ceramics. We do a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to do even more.
Marianne says Q10 is definitely the nasturtium. Well, yeah, I always heard it nasturtium. I don't know. She wrote nasturtium. I don't know how it's pronounced.
I don't know, but it's edible.
Q10 has just sold.
Thank you. And that one's lovely because it's got that nice silver and on that it's like a cooler. It's
Norma
like a cool
says, I
breeze,
love these, all of them.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, anything that doesn't sell is going to go into the online store at full price. So you're getting an extra 10% off right now. We'll put a 10% off of this $26 or $36 when you get your invoice. I'll automatically take it off for you.
We might run it through the D-stash first. Even though this isn't technically a D-stash.
No, generally not.
This ginkgo is a little bit different than the other one. It's got a little bit of a tinge of green and that gold. So you get that little double trouble of the color flavoring.
Q11, $36. Very difficult to choose, says Susan.
I love the ginkgo leaves. However, I do not love the ginkgo berries. There used to be one outside of the art school building that I was in New York City. And when the berries dropped, sometimes it would get a little funkadoodle. And if you stepped on it, it was like you stepped in dog poop.
Put that nanny filter on.
No,
from Doctor Who, the nanny filter.
Correct.
For those babies. And these, the thing about these ones is they're nice and you easily layer stuff on these too. So think about
we
that.
We have a ginkgo leaf in the online store that would be a really cute charm.
The ginkgo leaves, do we? Yeah, we do, I think, if there's still any left. 47.5 millimeters or so. And can you imagine you can layer a little smaller one down here or layer some things in there. These are nice big platform to layer with if you want to.
Is that Rachel Kettinger watching?
Looks like it.
She's famous.
Thank you for watching.
She's amazing. She's an enamel icon on steel. So, there you go.
So hopefully you like these.
Like, boy, that amateur. So this one's next. This one's another kind of subtle one, but I kind of like it. It's got that kind of skeletal leaf shape.
Ooh, I like that. This might be an aspen. That looks like maybe an aspen leaf. Denise Peck just joined us.
Oh, she's famous too. I know her from the printing world.
Lena says, the berries do smell. My friend made a dip with the nuts and it wasn't bad. They're used in cooking in many parts of the world, but too much will make you sick.
So eat something else.
Yeah, because I'm not good at controlling myself. I just start eating and eating. My mom does eat leaves right off the tree, though. They're good.
It's supposed to be good for your memory.
Your memory and brain health.
Ginkgo biloba.
Yeah. So this is 36 Q12.
They do make a flour from the ginkgo nuts. But this isn't ginkgo. There's some pointy leaf.
Yeah, I think that's an aspen. That looks like... Because aspen, I think, flutters in the wind. Like, it gives that really twinkly look.
Are those the gold ones?
Huh?
The gold leaves?
I don't think...
Aspen leaves?
Maybe once they turn. Maybe they turn. I don't know.
I don't know. I used to know my trees better than I do.
Q4 has also sold. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
So Q4, Q6, Q9, and Q10 are now sold.
All right. So this is Q13, and it's a feather. And it looks like it's an error, but it's not. Look, it's just a shading. See?
Says it's not an error. That's the way it was.
Because one was like, oh, the decal messed up in there.
Yeah.
Like, nope.
He's like, nope, that's the way it was.
This one has stripy feathers.
Aspens are also known as trembling aspens. That's what I thought.
Is that the one that they're all like one thing? They share one root system, and then it's like the largest organism in the universe.
I don't know if that's that. Maybe 14 millimeters approximately. Q13. I like this feather, even though I thought it was a mess up.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I was kind of hoping it was a mess up because I get to keep it. That's why I was.
There's a couple.
He's like, there's
Don't
a couple.
worry.
He's like, there's a couple. Don't worry about that. There's plenty for you to keep.
All right. And so this one, Q14. It's got another one that's silvery, kind of roundish leaves. I need to Google this business.
This leaf, that leaf.
Here go this leaf. Round leaf, pointy leaf.
Yeah, some people might like to know what leaf it is, right?
You can name it. Just don't put it in the identifying group.
If you're so into leaves, you should know which one this is, right?
Well, you know, sometimes there's identification groups that they get. I
love how these decals are so good. You can like see the veining in the leaf. Look at that silvery veining.
I think that looks good.
I think it looks very good. And when the light hits it, it gives that extra flash.
I worked so hard on these. I'm real proud of them.
Aspens in a grove are connected through their roots, but each grove is separate, says Mary.
I kind of wanted to plant a grove of ginkgo leaves in the middle of our forest here at the cottage. And then in the autumn time, it would make like a circle of gold leaves.
Gold leaves.
Of course, it's probably somebody who's like, native plants person's going to not like it.
Why? The ginkgos aren't? I guess they're not, huh?
No, I don't think they are. I think they're from Japan.
Okay, so look at this one, everybody.
Another pointy leaf.
Another pointy leaf one.
That kind of looks like our love plant.
Yeah, what is that plant actually called?
I don't know.
15.5 millimeters.
What's that long plant that, like a house plant that has vines?
The vines go everywhere.
That's all over our basement. It took over.
That's our love plant.
There's a story behind that. So this is, I guess, not a great story. But one of my friends, I think she got engaged. I want to say they got engaged. But anyway, one of my friends, she got a love plant for me and William, and she got one for her and her boyfriend / fiance or whatever. And she said, This is a symbol of your love. And then I said, oh, okay. And so her plant got withered up and turned black, and then they broke up.
Oh boy.
And then ours has grown and made babies and take over the basement. So
lots of love.
one time though, he made me real mad, so I threw it out the window.
You did throw the love plant out the window into the alleyway in the garbage, and I had to go get it.
I thought Sheila got it.
She went with me to get it.
Well, because we were moving, and I had wanted to start earlier, and of course we waited to the last minute. It was super stressful, and we were trying to balance having house guests and everything else, and
like always, it's like the story of our life.
I'm trying to change this narrative. He's like, well, that's just our way. And I was like, no.
I just said it's always been our way. I didn't say that's our way, but it has historically. Lenna says Q15 looked like a Chinese lantern plant. This is Q16.
And I was like, let's break the cycle. Anyway, so there's that. And he rescued it. So there's that. But it was a hard trip that time. Because remember, that's when somebody sassed me like super duper hard. And then I was like, fine, I'm going to go home. But I'm not going to tell that story.
Q17, $26.
That's one of the feathers. I love that.
Yeah, I like that one. In gold.
Bougie gold.
Ginkgos currently are considered East Asian, but were much more widespread in the Jurassic. I thought they're one of the oldest. They are the oldest tree, right? The oldest surviving. I thought they were like everywhere then. 12 millimeters.
I think magnolias are the oldest flowers.
12 by 16 and a half. Q20. This is super light. You got that one.
I try to do them super light.
Yeah, you would probably barely even know it's there. Put that on a chain.
Mm-hmm.
Little gold chain.
I put it with some beads.
You put it with some beads. I put it on a gold chain. I like more. If I were wearing it, it would be less. Andrew's like, sell the beads.
I put it with some amethyst.
Yeah, I would pull that out.
Yeah, with some little gold spacers in between. Bro, microfacet. What are you thinking? Do the love language of the microfacet. All right, here you go. This one here. They'll look more like wintertime, though.
Yeah, it does.
I try to keep in a color family so that they're similar but different. So
this
it's like
is
a
an oak, right?
collection.
What kind of oak is that? Some kind of an oak, it looks like to me.
Mm.
Oaks have different shapes for each one.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Remember, these will go into the online store as soon as, well, we might put them in the D-stash, Andrew said. They'll go to the online store. At these prices, you're going to get an extra 10% off for 24 hours until tomorrow's live. When live starts tomorrow, the price, that extra discount ends.
But y'all get first dibs.
Yeah, you are all getting first dibs. Marion says a pin oak? Maybe, right? I don't know if we have pin oaks around here.
I used to know them more, but it's gone away now.
Yeah, they're very nice. Signed and dated by Andrew on the back. All handmade pendants with the silver decal.
Yeah, I went back and forth about whether or not I should sign them. But I did do most of the work.
Yeah,
so.
you did.
This one, I love this one. This one's probably one of my favorites.
Q19, $36. Look at that feather in gold. Mm-hmm. Look how nice that screening went on there.
Mm-hmm. I think that's one of my favorites.
That is not easy to do.
So there you go. That's my. You see one of my other favorites.
Q18 has just sold. Thank you so much. This is $24. almost 25. Wait a second. I was going to say that is way off. This is 45. Q13 just sold by 48. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites. This is one of my other favorites.
Okay, hold on. Let people take a gander. He's so excited to show you all.
I'm like a kid showing my favorite rock. What's that sound?
Ooh, that might be my favorite so far.
Do you like that? I'm not gonna do it too hard.
No, you'd better not.
But it's surprisingly sturdy.
Yeah, they are.
It's so weird. It's very fragile, but also very sturdy. I don't know how that works out,
Right.
but that's how it is.
And you always do such good work on your enamel going mostly like all to the edge. Sometimes when you see enamel, the edges they get messed up or don't. And that happens sometimes with enamel.
Mm-hmm.
But you got really good coverage on these.
Thanks.
That's one thing I always look at when I buy enamel stuff or when I'm looking at it is like, how good is the edge?
I try to be mindful of the edges, make them nice.
Yeah, because sometimes you can see a lot of metal through the edge or they look a little bit dirty on the edge. But you got good coverage.
I clean them in between every time.
So that it
firing.
adheres.
Not necessarily that, but so that the black oxides, the black oxide is when it gets dirty on the edge. There's a little bit. I don't remove it all because I kind of actually like it, and it's baked into the glass or the,
Well, what I mean is sometimes the enamel doesn't get to the edge because of the black.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is when it gets hot, the glass is molten and it wants to become one puddle. So it wants to pull into itself.
Just like a drop of water.
Yeah. And so what happens is if you fire it too many times and where you fire it too hot, it will creep from the edge of the enamel. And then the other thing about that is that if you then have that coat of a very thin layer of that oxide, sometimes the enamel won't stick on it. So even if you do put additional coats, it will pull away from that black kind of oxide.
Suzanne says, Cinnamon just passed by to send some love to Barnaby and then went right back to Ray. That's cute. Sweet. So this is Q20, $36. I think our number system is off because we just dropped like 10 people all at once. I'm like, I don't think that's right. Barnaby was hanging out with his golden daddy last night.
Wearing that shirt. 26?
26.
Let me show you. Oh, I love this one. Here, let's do this one. My mom, we used to play this game called Sequence. And you use these basically poker chips. And they're like cards and there's a board and it's like a card game. And she put the chip down like this.
Oh, really hard.
So that you know it with authority.
Q1 has sold.
Oh, thank you.
I just checked my spam, so somebody else went to spam too. Got to move that to the inbox. So I'm trying to do here, keep everybody. Oh, it scared me.
The kids.
Yeah, the kids next door. Q21, $26.
And she'd go, count them. And then I'd go, flip, flip, flip. That's a gold feather. Did y'all like that acorn? Or you think it looked
I like the acorns.
There's one coming up that I think is...
I like oak. I relate to oak trees. So oak tree leaves, acorns, I really like. And then feathers, they remind me my grandparents on their property. My grandmother especially, always fed the deer and always fed the turkey. My grandfather grew corn in the field And they would pick it especially so that she would have an entire corn crib full of corn to feed the deer and turkey throughout the winter and into the summer. And so she would walk for hours out of a day, taking 5-gallon buckets of corn ears, big corn ears, and bucket like the Maxwell House coffee cans. She'd fill that full of corn that she ground off of the cob to throw it out for the turkeys. And there would always be, turkey feathers around their property because they had a lot of turkeys running around because of that. And so these feathers remind me of the turkey leaves or turkey feathers in the fields.
She always gave some to us for the cats. For Paolo and Babette. And
the feathers, yeah.
When we were first moved here, we didn't have not any money.
No.
Like about 2 nickels to rub together. And so we used to make Paolo and Babette all their own toys. And so I would take these ribbons and I would tie them around the feathers and I would make them toys out of that.
Yeah, we did.
And then they chewed the heck out of it.
The acorn is one of my favorites, says Norma.
Oh, thanks.
Marianne says, I prefer the oak leaf over the acorn pendant, but I love oaks. Me too. Suzanne says, the feathers remind me of angels. That's good. That's a good connection.
Yeah, I like angels. Winged things. I always thought it would be nice to be able to fly. But then I also don't like to be cold, so...
It's cold up there.
I know. It's like...
I always used to have dreams as a kid that if I jumped up in the air and crossed my legs, I would levitate. And sometimes I would start going way too high and I couldn't control it. But I always thought that, as a kid, it made me want to, jump up in the air and, levitate. I just wanted to be able to, float. Okay. Didn't necessarily want to be able to fly.
I have flying dreams, but more like I jump and then real far distances.
Oh, see, no, I would jump up, cross my legs, and I would float there.
Kind of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You know how they do theirs?
The long jumps, floating jumps. This one has a feather, but it's very, very...
No, that's a leaf.
Or a leaf, I'm sorry. But it's very
subtle. And that's very much like those Japanese fabrics. Some of them, the pattern of the embroidery is really in your face, and then sometimes it's real subtle, and you see just a shimmer of it.
Marianne says maybe angels have high body temperatures.
I don't know. Maybe flaming sword. They have to hold it close.
Susan says acorns are awesome.
I think of I don't know. I also think of feathers as symbols of freedom. And because you're flying, in my mind, flying is freedom.
Fly away from your troubles.
Or fly to something.
You've got
choice.
The freedom.
That's not it.
You got the freedom of choice.
Until I'll do.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is a good one.
The gold luster. I love that gold luster, y'all.
Yes, he does.
I'll put that on my body.
Uriel is the angel with the flaming sword, says Suzanne.
To keep warm.
Keep warm. Keep warm while they're flying around.
No. That's to kick people out the garden.
Kick them out. Q25, $26.
Who's ready? Do y'all like the metallic lusters? I have some in black, but I kind of was like, I want metallic.
Suzanne says Andrew has it right.
Believe it or not, I've actually read the Bible a couple of times.
This is a good one. Look at that.
I think that's the Beloved.
It's got pink on there, though.
I know. That's my beloved.
I know.
That's not has to be for everybody.
That's Andrew's favorite one. And I stopped doing the sizing because they're all similar, but just so you can see. Uriel has mastery over the north nodes in magics, so a hot sword might be good.
Hot sword, hot sword.
Hot sword. This is Q26, and it's $26, and it's 2 acorns on a branch. Or an acorn and a mini acorn. It hasn't quite grown yet. The baby on a branch in silver.
I was talking to this kid, and they're like, what is that acorn tree called? And is it oak tree?
Oak tree.
And they're like, what? And they'd never seen a real oak tree.
Uriel's Suzanne's next tattoo. Nice.
Now that one has a little bit of a bubble. The green ones I did more layers on. So there's a little bit of some things.
Dishing.
Like this one has a couple of things, but it's not terrible.
No. Happens in enameling sometimes, right? Q26 has sold. Thank you so much. That double acorn sold.
I think my thing is I'm afraid to put it back in the kiln because in theory I could stone it flat. Every time you put it in the kiln, it risks it again.
Yeah.
So I just like to be careful about not putting in too many. And I think if I did this again, I would do them slightly different so that the layers were a little bit thinner and you wouldn't get that kind of, like this one turned out pretty good. I'm pleased with how that one turned out. That's another one. That's like you, Outlander. Jamie, what you doing? Get back here, Claire. Don't go wander off by your lonesome.
That's a good quill feather right there. 27 reminds me of Timothy Heads.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
What was 27? Feather?
Yeah, it was that big one.
Oh, it was my decal or my stencil.
Yeah.
So I've been having fun with the stencils. I have never really used stencils before.
Are we up to? Did I miscount?
I mean, maybe. I'll go check.
I had 2 more of each. Maybe they didn't come out. I like this one. I like that. That'd be a good pen right there. That quill. Ooh. Either Andrew forgot somewhere I miscounted, so we're checking because I got these pre-numbered and pre-priced.
This one.
My numbers are off if that's the case. I gotta make a new. Did I do it right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
This one was hanging out at the sink, and that one worked.
This is you need a small one. You got small.
So, all right. I don't know how you feel about that.
I like that.
Okay.
Like that.
So, this is one of the examples of where I had sanded down some of it, and then I put the decal on, and it burned out where I had sanded it.
I love this because it looks like it's actually going under and over, like underneath this one part. It's like it's 3-dimensional.
So that one is more abstract in my mind. So if you want that one, you can sell this one. But I don't know.
We're going to give them the choice. They want it, they can grab it. I think it's really cool. I think it looks like it's underneath the layer, which is, I think, a really cool look.
I didn't sign these ones.
She's like, I'm not signing that
one. I can sign it if somebody wants it, but otherwise, I'm gonna set that off to the side, and maybe I'll sign it.
Another little one. That's why, because these are ones he wasn't sure about.
So this one,
This has the oak leaf underneath.
and that was one of my stencils.
Hello, Michelle. Thanks for joining
Timothy the
us.
Grass. I still don't know what that is.
No. I'm lost.
Oh, the grass, Timothy.
Huh?
There's a grass called Timothy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's, I guess, where that name comes from.
Hmm.
So, anyways, this one is only partial.
I think it just looks like it's underneath the enamel. Like, you know, like it's underneath, it's laying underneath this design. Because you can see it peeking out, except for underneath. Marion says, correct, Andrew.
See, sometimes I know things. Not often.
You know a lot of stuff. I don't know a lot of stuff. I know a lot of stuff about different things. Big one.
Did we do this one?
No. I didn't know about this one because it was by the sink. I did those two. I have ones for each one of these.
This one's the one that's no good.
Oh, that didn't come out? Okay. You want to do this one?
Sure.
Okay.
I left some copper on this, so this was a test, to be honest. So what I did is I took and I ground down some copper and I smeared it on there, and that's what causes that dark. So I don't know if people like that or not.
Never know. So Q31, $36. Remember, you're getting 10% off everything tonight until tomorrow's live starts. Once tomorrow's live starts, that 10% deal is off the table.
All right.
Okay, and then we've got one last one. Is this the favorite?
I think I like this. I like that one.
Q32. Dun, 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 dun. Gonna make people sick.
Q30. That's why we don't like Andrew.
Q32 is the big ginkgo on the big background. Look at that stencil work, though. This behind here. Lay down. Do you know how hard it is to get that to come out? The enamel, like it has to sit around, like that was dot, 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 dot around that middle dot. Like to get that stenciled on there and placed and looking that good. And then he puts the decal on top. Marion says, love the background on that one.
Thanks.
Michelle says, hubby's leaving tonight at 2 a.m.
What color combinations
awesome.
are y'all interested in?
Q32, $36. One available. One of each of these. Remember, no more. We're not trying to duplicate them. We're not making extras.
No.
If you're the one you wanted sold out, sorry. That's the way it is. Q32 is very nice, says Anne. Michelle's has fires around them, but they're safe. That's good.
Are there any colors you think I should do next?
One of my friends, her car caught on fire today, and the firemen thankfully came and put it out before it spread to her yard or house.
Holy
her car
smokes.
In her driveway just caught on fire.
Spontaneously?
I think so. They don't know what caused it.
Maybe because of all the heat.
Could be. I don't know.
Is your friend living near here?
Near, I think, Armagh or somewhere in there. It's one of my Roadster Factory friends.
Oh.
Yeah. So crazy. Crazy. Yellow, says Suzanne.
Yellow and what?
Yellow and what?
Yellow and more yellow?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and yellow?
Yellow and off yellow.
Bright yellow and dull yellow.
Check my spam, see if anything else.
Junk.
Oh, yep.
Oh, thank you.
32 has sold. Thank you so much. Moving that to the inbox.
I think I'll make some more, maybe. I was thinking of doing like some cream and pale blue. Do y'all think like that idea?
Mustard yellow and silver. Magenta to violet. We had a car blow up in our parking lot, but I never heard what actually caused it. Yeah, I don't know what kind of car she had, but the whole front of her car, black. Like from the engine back, and then they had all the spray foam from the fire department.
I don't know. That's like when we were driving to the metal museum and we saw the cab.
You said it was crazy. I didn't actually see it. I missed that.
Oh my gosh.
Missed that. Okay, let me flip this camera around. We'll say a quick hello, goodbye.
Hello, goodbye.
Hello, goodbye. Hello again, everybody. All right, so those are Andrew's newest, latest, and greatest enamel pendants. Hopefully you like those. I know a number of people did. They grabbed some, and I know some people didn't grab any yet, but still like them. So thank you so much for the feedback. We love to see what you like. We love to hear your suggestions on what colors you would like when he asks, like he's asking what colors. So feel free to leave those in the comments, and we will see you back here tomorrow with something else. I think maybe artisan beads tomorrow. Maybe some artisan beads tomorrow.
Is Jen filming tomorrow?
I don't know. I haven't heard from Jen yet. So what do you all think of artisan beads? You ready for some of that maybe? We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
I might do some more enameling tonight. We'll see.
I'm going to start cleaning the house too.
What is this? Hopefully getting 2 pieces.
Thank you, Marianne.
I'll stay here and work, and you can do it. I don't want to clean.
Who wants to clean?
Some people love it. Salmon, green, and periwinkle together. Let me think about that.
That could be good.
Salmon and green.
Maybe like a pale green. Like
Unicite and
a little bit of periwinkle.
I
can see that. Cream and pink, says Suzanne. Now I have no budget for the rest of the week. Uh-oh.
Cream and pink. Pink. Marianne, that's one way I can help you.
Maybe blue and white like Delft, says Anne.
Could be cool.
Susan says yes, prasiolite. Like a prasiolite green.
Let me think about it. It also depends on what colors we have. Yeah. The other thing is that I have a bunch of vintage colors, and I don't know what they are. You never know what and how they're going to react.
All these emails popping up in between. I didn't even have those emails before. There's something going on. Oh, that's why. It's all mailboxes. That makes sense. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please share this video. Share, please.
Marianne says yellow. Wait. Just
red,
yellow?
black, and white.
Red, black, and white. Like black background, red stencil. Or I have black stencils. If people want to see black stencils.
Red and white background with a black stencil?
Maybe. I have to think about it, because sometimes you can make stuff and then it looks, in theory, it looks good in your mind, and then you make it and then it looks like somebody
Suzanne's like, no, that's the Nazi flag.
Oh.
That's the other thing, too. We got to watch colors sometimes. Hey, Helen. Just popped on and found you.
Howdy.
Good to see you here again. We've missed you.
I know. I said, how come Helen? Where is Helen?
Andrew's been asking about you for weeks or months.
Where's my friend Helen?
I said, we see an order come through once in a while. She's still around.
And then William said that you're just busy with the kids.
Kids and teaching, right? So we're just about to end, though. So hopefully...
I'm thinking of colors, but I do like that white and blue suggestion. Maybe what about pale blue and pale blue? Here's the other thing is I want to do more pastel, and that I know some people are like, ugh, but the thing is that the decals look better on lighter. It pops more.
Yep.
I was thinking the Interpol, the
Not
band.
Nazis, right?
Of course not Nazis. You
Right.
would punch a Nazi.
Right. Periwinkle and
Susan
Crane.
would.
Helen's been teaching. Says it's exhausting.
Oh, you're teaching you're back to
Teaching.
teaching?
Teaching.
Is it swimming? Are you teaching the swimming?
I did like those single color pastel enamel earrings you did. I like blue, green, and I think one other single color. Those earrings were cute.
If you want me to make those, I can maybe whip some up. I'll make William do it.
He's like, he can do the single colors.
Yeah, it's fun.
He says that's fun.
William did a great job on that. You know, the other thing I've been playing with is mica powders and interference colors. I can't do decals on top of mica though. It won't work. So
that's a shame because they look good.
Yeah, it won't work because it's got that matte. So, anyways, the firing schedule for the decals is kind of a pain in the butt. It takes a lot longer.
That's why we're doing these in batches and drops. So here, if you missed all that information at the beginning, we are and this goes to the luster pendants. So if there are any luster pendants you'd like, order them in the online store now.
Because they're going away.
They're going away soon. No, they're not going away. The ability to order them on demand is going away. We will do drops of them. So we're going to drop things, put them in the collections, and you'll be able to purchase them immediately. But the made to order stuff we're going to start getting away from. So we're going to do drops like we did tonight with these pendants, and you'll be able to get what's available, and then whatever is sold out is sold out. We're not making them again.
I ran out of some of the colors too, so, and some of the colors I used were vintage, so I don't know if I can get that again.
Susan says good night. Good night, Susie. Anne says, I also look forward to seeing the plain rainbow ones.
I don't know if I'm going to do a design on those. Do you think I should do a design or leave it textured rainbow?
I don't know.
Hold on one moment. Don't go away. Just
don't go away yet, everybody. Stay here. Andrew's got something on his brain. So did you like those, everybody? Hopefully you like those. And if you could grab some, that's good. Anne says, artist choice. Suzanne prefers no design. But yeah, so the next place for these, the ones that have not sold yet, probably Andrew wants to put them in the Andrew Thornton Project D Stash on Facebook. So if you're not a part of that group, join the Andrew Thornton Project D Stash on Facebook. Search for it and join. That's where these will go next. To give everybody there, because you all during our live and then the D Stash group are the two groups that get the best pricing anytime on our new releases.
Our regular price is fair, but this is bonus.
This is bonus extras, and then they will go into the online store at the retail pricing.
Do people want this one?
Marianne prefers no design. Does anybody like this one? How much is it, Andrew?
I don't know. If people want it, then I can price it. Or you can price it.
Why don't you price it and then people can buy it if they want.
That one's double-sided.
Yeah, double-sided and about twice as big as the other ones.
Correct.
Lennis says yes.
You like the big ones? Maybe flip the camera around.
Flipping the camera back around, everybody. You thought you were done. You thought you could get away.
There's more.
You thought you could get away.
Well, the thing is, if I don't do it, then I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to forget about it. All right.
Susan says, I love it. So
the big one.
Get a piece of paper, put down a price so people can claim it.
William can put down the price.
What?
I'll just talk about it, and then you can price it, and then that'll be live. So this was kind of a sample to see if the stencils would actually work. And so these ones are double-sided. The other ones are not double-sided. So, and it's big. So I didn't know if people would like that. Anne said, let me see. There's a bunch of it. Says Susan says, I love it.
Is this a good price, you think?
Sure, that I'm not making these anymore, so
Okay.
that Lena says, yes, I like the double-sided big ones. Big. Diane says the big one is cool. Thank you. And says you can use those chunky beads as the big ones. Correct. Marian says it's that late yet. It's not
Not
that
that late
late.
yet.
I know it's not 11:30.
11:30.
All right. So next one up is this one.
So these are all going to be the same. Q34.
Michelle says, I love that design. You know, the nice thing about having the bigger thing is that some of the stencils for the fabric are larger. So in the smaller pendants, you don't always get that kind of same impact. But this one is a smaller one. I use this on one of them. This does not have any of the decals. I was thinking of doing just these ones with no decals. If you want me to do some without decals, I can do those as well. But I do think the decals add something. I'm not going to add a decal to this because I think if I add more to this, it's going to be no good. Now, this one, I don't know. I'm on the fence about selling because the one that's coming up, because there are some things that are happening, and I'm going to tell you about them. So, if you know me, I love, love, love iridescent things. I love soap bubbles, and I love oil slicks, and I love um, uh, AB finish. I just really love these. So this I've been experimenting with ways of adding that. And there's a product called Mother of Pearl Luster, and it's designed for the ceramic world. And I don't really see anybody using it. And I think I know why. Because and I think I figured out how come it's doing this. So I was thinking about other things that are iridescent like this, and I was like, oh, what about bismuth? Bismuth does that. And so if you don't know what bismuth is, it's an elemental metal that when it's formed in a crystalline formation, it almost looks like it grows in like squares. It's so weird. It is a really weird and unusual thing, but there is an oxidation that happens between the air, the ambient air in the crystal formations, and it causes these intense rainbows. So what I think this mother of pearl luster is, it's a suspension of that bismuth in that. And the bismuth itself is something that um, a lot of people don't use it because it's expensive relatively. And what I want to say about that being relative is that a lot of the stuff that people use in glazes and stuff is literally dirt cheap. Like it is like dirt, basically, some of it. And so some of the stuff you buy like by the pound is like 99 cents. So bismuth is like like $20 instead of like $2. So that's why I think a lot of people don't really use it very much, but they're using it as a flux agent. If you don't know what flux is, that's okay because it can get kind of confusing. Flux is something that a lot of people have a lot of names and they use the same words over and over again. So for flux, there's a clear, in enameling, flux is sometimes clear, clear glass. And in some things, it's for melting and causing things to flow. And in some things, it's used for cleaning. So, like when you're soldering with a torch, flux is used to keep the metal clean so that you have a longer chance of flowing and it helps flow the metal. So, that's kind of that with that. But, anyway, so I think that the suspension of bismuth, and the bismuth is a flux that makes the glass flow at a lower temperature. And what I mean by that is that sometimes when you add things to silica, you have to add things to silica to get it to melt. Normally, silica by itself melts at like 3,000 degrees, which is way too hot. And so when you get it down lower, and you get it down, if you want it to be a lower temperature so that you can actually melt it, then you have to add a flux. And sometimes the flux is lead, sometimes it's a boron, or there's all kinds of different things that they use for fluxes. Sometimes they say lead, and apparently bismuth works as a very alkaline flux. So I think that that's what's causing this kind of this effect on the side. Do you see that? Look like wrinkles. See that? That's called crazing. And so what the crazing is caused from is from the coefficient of expansion when the cooler surface or the top layer melts hotter and the bottom layer is cooler, and they cool at different rates. So the bottom cools faster than the top, and it kind of pulls, and that's what causes those kind of fissure like things. It's not necessarily bad, because sometimes people try to get that. It's like a crackle effect. It's like in furniture. Like sometimes you want a high gloss finish, and then sometimes you want like shabby chic style and like a crackle. So I don't think this is completely abandoned yet, but I do think it's something that like it gives me something to think about for future experiments about how I can control that. So generally with like ceramics, when you have something that flows too much, then you add extra silica. It's kind of like adding, if your dough is too wet, you add a little extra flour. And so I kind of feel like if I add maybe a top coat of maybe clear glass to it, which is mostly silica, then maybe I can get it to not craze. I don't know. But then I also don't know if it's good, if it will take away the rainbows or not. So it's something that I just have to experiment
Are y'all
with.
seeing the rainbows in there?
It works better underwater.
But you can definitely see them.
But it works better underwater. So
Yeah,
I'm
we're not
like,
gonna be
if
wearing
you're a
it
mermaid,
underwater. But look at these. Look at the oil slick like rainbows in there.
yeah, if you're a mermaid, it's good.
It's good in daylight too.
All right. So there's
So that's
that.
that one. If you want it, Q35.
So the back, I like this design the best of these two, but you know, that's what that is. That's the back then. So here's so I did more samples, and this is the texture of the mica rainbows, but then I added some other stuff on top, and then I was like, what would happen if I sanded it down? So I don't know, I don't think this is very sellable, but they were for a sample of different techniques and firing, but this is that texture, that kind of herringbone. Did you call that herringbone?
Mary Ann's asking, will the enamel fracture off the metal with the crazing?
No, because it has enamel on the bottom. So it's only on the surface that it's doing that. And I've hit this with a hammer to test it, and it didn't come off. So those are those ones. So this is kind of like to give you an idea.
Yeah, you're getting a little crazing in there, huh?
This one, because I try to put the luster on this one, of course. I try to put the luster on everything. I said that I probably put it on my face.
Yeah, so I think it's neat then.
But I don't want it in my face to crack, so but I would do it. If I could be like iridescent all the time, I would totally 100% do it. It would be like that.
Edward?
No. I don't know. The way they made that is not good. No, those sparkles. I could do that with glitter. I don't need that. I'm talking about oil slick. Who wouldn't want to be like that? I would be like when it's like a person of color, I'm all the colors. I'm red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Wouldn't that be neat? Silver, gold. One time as a child, this is not as an adult, I painted myself with varnish, and I put Vaseline all over my face and hair. And my parents, when they saw me, my dad was like, "Hey, Andrew, You goddamn asshole! What did you do to yourself?
Nanny filter, nanny filter.
I'm quoting. I'm quoting. That's a direct quote. He's dead now anyway. Um. So. Yeah. So that's my childhood. But then they also had to get this varnish off me, and he's like, "How are you gonna get this off you?" I think he blacked out a little bit. Um. And so, anyways, but I was so shiny and apparently very slippery. And so I also, that was not ideal. But anyway, so I tested this and saw, I tried to do that luster on top of mica and that did not work at all. And so there's that. Lennon says the sanded grungy is cool. I kind of like it, but also I can see where that not for everybody. Suzanne says, "Oh, Andrew, um, well, I'm just telling you the way that of the use time. And then I also made this. I don't think I showed anybody this yet. So this is that white marker. If you're on the Patreon, I say what kind of marker it is. Um, Marion says, "No one try varnishing themselves, please." Yeah, apparently it's not good for your liver. I am probably contributed to the skin cancer on some level. Michelle says, "My brother and I colored ourselves with green markers like the TV show V." Ian says, "I love that self-portrait." Elena says, "Oh, cool." Elena says, "That's okay. I colored my face with red crayon when I was a child. How did it stick?" That maybe if you like melted it. But anyway, so this is a project that I'm working on and trying to do. I was thinking of doing some settings with maybe some tiny little crystals, some CZs, so it can shine bright like a diamond. Basically, my art, people like, "Oh, so deep, so deep." And I was like, that one time I painted myself with varnish. So maybe that's not that deep. Susan says, "That's gorgeous, Andrew. Thank you." All right, done now. Did anybody like them big pendants? I know they're about King Kong size, so that may not be for everybody. Also, I know sometimes I get a little bit spendy. That's the thing is like, I was thinking about making these great big pieces. And I was like, who's gonna buy this? And I was like, probably not our people. But you never know. I was thinking about making like a helmet, and then I was like, and when do I have time to do this? And so maybe when I retire, I'll make all the wild things that I think about. When I don't have to worry about trying to like pay any bills, then I can go hog wild. I also want to go to Baltimore, and this is kind of random segue, but it's on my mind. Just popped up. So if anybody wants to go see the Joyce J. Scott exhibition, let me know and maybe we'll triangulate a day to go do that because I don't think it's going to be up for that much longer. And it's like going to be like beadwork palooza. And Joyce J. Scott is like super famous. She's a black woman and she makes a lot of narrative based sculptures and it's all beaded. And I'm so curious what they look like in real life because I've seen thousands of pictures of it, but I've never seen them in actual real life. And I don't know if she uses a substrate, like if she uses like an armature to base her sculptures off of, or if it's just like all free for all. Cause I'm curious. So, anyways, let me know, and we'll try to triangulate a time that we can like hang out. Cause I think that'd be a fun AG Bead Fam field trip. Baltimore. William, I'll leave him at the store and we can go.
I'm not part of the AGB family.
Oh,
Oh.
I was seeing. I was just. I'm just teasing. I was seeing if how he would react.
Kicking me out of the fam.
No, you have to work at this store. Who's gonna work at this store if it's on a weekend?
Huh. I work this weekend at the store. You have to take a weekend.
Oh, nah. My stomach was messed up. I ate some potentially rancid ice cream. And apparently I couldn't tell the difference. I was like, this is different. But I ate it anyways, and I made myself sick.
Yeah, you did.
And then we watched the Bridgerton. Anne says, poor William.
I'm gonna make another mug for myself.
Lena says, closes July 14th. So that it has to happen. I'm just gonna go. One day he's gonna wake up, I'm gonna be gone. And I'm gonna be like, oh, Joyce J. Scott was so amazing. I got to see my friend Kelly while we were there. All right. Okay, I'm not gonna flip it around because we already flipped it around once, and once is enough a night. Michelle says, "Hope you feel better." Oh, I took medicine. I'm fine now. I'm sturdy like a tank like that. I may be down for like a couple of unfortunate time, but then I bounce back real quick. But thank you. All right. Hopefully you all have a great week ahead. We'll be back tomorrow with more goodies. See ya.